All right, turning now to Calgary this hour, the city is set to host a consequential leadership review for federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. After losing last spring's election, a leadership review is mandatory as part of the party's constitution. Joining me now with a look ahead is Lori Williams, political analyst. So, Lori, how critical is this convention for the Conservative leader, and what is the threshold of support that he needs to meet?
It's very important. This is one step in the direction of trying to get the kind of pan-Canadian support that he needs to challenge Mark Carney. He's actually lost ground compared to Mark Carney in the polls, understandably, since Davos, and he's got to try to bring that back around. In terms of the threshold of support, he's probably going to get more than 80%. It's got to be very strong showing, build sort of a foundation for momentum going forward. And from there, he can reach out to other Canadians and those who are looking with a bit of a skeptical eye. They're trying to see which leader can help them through these difficult times ahead.
Who votes?
Well, they're party members, and they've got to be there in person. So many of them are coming at considerable expense to travel to Calgary, to be in Calgary. Some thought months ago that the reason it was being set up that way was to make it make his chances of having a strong showing better. I don't think many people are concerned that he won't meet the threshold that he needs. He is getting support within the party. Very strong support in some cases from within the party, but he is not connecting as well with Canadians overall. Just he personally, the Conservative Party is doing better than he is, and he needs to try to convince Canadians that he has the makings of a prime minister in very difficult times.
As you correctly point out, the polls have shown a bump for Carney's support following his speech in Davos, his trip overseas. If you're the Liberal Party, what are you hoping for? That Pierre Poilievre stays on?
Well, I don't think there's any question. They given the current polls, they're in better shape with Pierre Poilievre as leader, someone who people have questions about, and who Mark Carney is ahead of by 25 plus points. If someone else were to take that position, it would be a new face on the scene. Someone have a better chance of actually winning over support. I think Mark Carney's support in large part is because of the things that he's actually doing, plus his past reputation. Somebody with a broader resume, somebody who didn't have some of the baggage that Pierre Poilievre has, could potentially do better against the Liberals. So they're quite happy.
Is there anyone... Sorry, Lori, is there anyone waiting? Is there any heir apparent to Pierre Poilievre if things don't go his way this weekend?
And that's part of what's going on here, is that there doesn't seem to be anybody who's willing to challenge Pierre Poilievre at this stage of the game. Now, if he doesn't start to improve in the polls, if things don't start to look better, and of course he's trying to change his tone and convince Canadians that he could be prime ministerial, he's also got to find the kind of personnel that would help him to look like he's got a government in waiting that could really take the reins and do a good job. So there's a lot of work for him to do, and who knows how long he's got to do that. Some are speculating that there might be an election, but I do think there'd be a price for whoever forced or called an election at this stage of the game, even though Canadians are saying that they want an election, unless they see a real reason for it. They want the government to focus on, for that matter, the opposition, indeed the entire House of Commons, to focus on trying to deal with the challenges that Canadians are facing, primarily because of the international disruptions.
Lori Williams is a political analyst with Mount Royal. Thanks so much, Lori. Good to see you today.
Great seeing you, Marcia.